Welcome back. Hope you guys are phenomenal. Phenomenal. Monday morning, bright and early. What are we doing? What are we getting done this week? What are you guys up to? Are you moving your business and your future towards financial freedom? If the answer is no, highly recommend that you get on that ASAP. So I'm going to give a little bit of a prerequisite here. This topic is not about me. Okay? That's new. Normally everything I say is about me, right? I'm a conceited punk. No, I want to talk about things that I'm seeing in different groups, different forums, blah, blah, blah. And the majority, actually I should rephrase that. Every single person using this language is, in my opinion, operating out of a scarcity mentality. So this happened to me, not that long ago, 3-4 months ago. Somebody said, hey, look, dude, I'm interested in something, I don't know, it was either the Kingdom Real Estate or one of the services that I provide. He said, hey, look, send me a list of the properties that you have for sale or send me a list of the deals that you've done and I will, whatever, join your this or that. So that's interesting. I said, first of all, I'm not approaching you. I'm not seeking you out and asking you to do anything. You cold cocked me. You messaged me out of the blue demanding something, without even having a conversation, which is interesting to me. So I see that happened to me, but I see it a lot in groups, like, oh, these freaking gurus and educators and everyone's scamming everybody. And I paid whatever, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 for education and I didn't get value. So let's have that conversation, shall we? And it's very, very one-sided by a very particular type of person that's saying that. I'm not saying white, black, Hispanic. I'm not saying that. I'm saying financially, okay? So before we go further, understand that they're across the board, real estate, non-real estate, every industry across the board, no matter the cost. This is important, guys. No matter the cost across the industry, education in general, there's a 60 some odd percent dropout rate when people don't even complete the program that they paid for. 60, I don't remember the exact number. It's like 64, 67, something like that. So, guys, going into this conversation, understand that only 40-ish% of people actually even go through the content. So I see people crying wolf and crying foul and blah, blah, blah. You can just Google it. You can just YouTube it. And it's interesting to me. It might not be interesting to you. And if it's not, you've probably already exited out of this podcast. So let's look at a couple of the mindsets here. We already established that 40% of people actually complete anything. People attention span's really, really bad. So the mindset of prove to me this, prove to me how many deals you've done in the past year, prove to me what you have for sale, prove to me this, prove to me that. My go-to question is, we're talking about coaching and mentorship and education. Let's look at an NFL coach, okay? 55 years old, overweight, 250 pounds, out of shape, eats pizza, drinks beer half the time, maybe PBR. Can you imagine if a potential team member for the NFL or a potential existing person was to go up to the head coach of a football team and say, hey, look, how many games did you start last year? How many NFL rings do you have? We're talking about people that mentor, teach, and train athletes that are all making, 6-7 figures. Pretty ridiculous, right? Pretty silly. What about, this is another one that I like to use. What about a high-end vocal coach? Guys like Michael Jackson had one. And Michael Jackson says, By the way, a lot of these people pay upwards of $1 million a year for a vocal coach, right? Can you imagine a potential musician, that's doing really, really well, going to a vocal coach that maybe is currently coaching Michael Jackson, saying, "Hey, how many hit songs do you have? How many gold records did you produce last year? Give me a list of your." You see where I'm going here. But for some reason, in real estate especially, people have this really, really jaded mindset, and a lot of people cry foul, which is interesting to me. So let's take a random course. I'm going to use my boy, Cody Sperber. He's not really my boy, just a guy that most people would know. If Cody gave or sold 100 courses, it's more like 100,000. Let's just simple math, 100 courses here. And 50 of them went out and they did a deal, they made 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, 100 grand. The other 50 didn't even complete it. Never did a deal. Cried foul. Guys, who do we believe here? What's the difference between those two types of people? Is it age, race, sex, mindset, determination, drive, the fact that they worked harder, blonde hair, black hair? Like what separates these people, and who do we trust? Now I have no clue what Cody's statistics are. Couldn't tell you. Don't focus on him much, or really anybody else. High end people, athletes, musicians, politicians, CEOs, authors, NASCAR drivers, all of these guys have high-paid coaches and mentors, and almost all of them attribute their success to working with that person. You look at Tiger Woods play golf. 2 feet behind him is his coaching mentor. Every putt, every swing, right there on the field with him. So I want to encourage you guys, a couple things here. Be really, really careful who you listen to and what conversations and debates you get caught up in on social media. Again, this literally has nothing to do with me. As far as I know, we're 5-star, hundreds and hundreds of reviews. It's not about me. I'm talking in general because I see this a lot. But I want to encourage you guys, don't fall into stupid conversations and broke ass fucking mindsets. It's easy to do. Easy to do. I was just in one yesterday. I was bored. I had a couple beers. I jumped into a debate. It's interesting. Very interesting. Part of the debate was these people, these gurus, no matter the industry, they're taking advantage of, and I quote, uneducated, broke people that may or may not speak English. What? So, guys, most of us have a website. Let's take Cody Sperber. How would Cody Sperber know or be able to prevent an uneducated, broke, basically the guy that I was watching was saying that these people are retarded. Uneducated, broke, retarded, barely even speak English. How would Cody be able to prevent that person from logging onto a website or going to a website and purchasing a product? Well, he can't do that. I mean, what, do we have to give an IQ test before somebody makes a purchase? Can you imagine if Walmart did that, or Amazon? How can any of these people control who's purchasing a product from them? They can't. It's kind of an interesting. So this is what you can do, guys. This is the swing in our little chit chat that we're having right now. Here's the swing. If you are going to purchase education, mentorship, help, tools, websites, there's a long list of things that you can purchase from people. Couple things that I would have you do to make sure that you are protecting yourself, because there are people out there that have bad intentions. Okay? A, not only read the reviews like on Facebook, or I don't even know if Yelp's a thing. Facebook, Yelp, Amazon, I don't know. Maybe even people on their website. If it's Facebook, it's really, really easy. Just ask those people a question. Click, 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 click. Hey, what was your experience? Are these even real people leaving reviews? If you reach out to, I don't know, 50 of them and nobody gets back to you, maybe they're not even real people, right? Do they have actual profiles? Or is it, the chick with, whatever. Are they fake? So that's something that you can do, and ask them, what was your experience? Was the education what it was presented as? Was the tool, the technology, what they presented? Or did you find that it was lacking? What's the biggest takeaway that you got? There's some good questions you can ask these people. That's number one. Number two, look at how they are advertising and how they're attempting to sell. Is it, and again, I'm going to use Tai Lopez as an example. I'm not against Tai Lopez because he's brilliant. I'm not against him for using a car or a jet or a women, or, whatever, a penthouse apartment. I'm not against him using those tactics. It's not his fault that you guys fall for it. Not you guys, people in general, right? He's literally, the guy is brilliant. I'm not against him at all. But I do want you to kind of look a little bit at how they're advertising. Is it flash and dash? Is it, is it the sexiness? Is that why you are interested in purchasing a product from them, or is the product really, really good? It's a big thing. Big thing. Another thing is, how relevant is the content? Is it 20 years old? Is it 50 years old? Is it new? A lot of people that are buying, Facebook ad course, Instagram ad course, blah, blah, blah. Guys, that the algorithms on those things change like monthly. So how new, how relevant is the information that you're considering buying, or the mentorship that you're considering buying? It's a huge one, especially if it's anything with social media. Another big one that I'm very, very cautious of people doing is it one and done? One night stand done? Are you purchasing a course with no follow-up support, or do you get ongoing education? Another big one. Are they encouraging you to max out a credit card? I read an article where, some of these seminars, they will, as a negotiation tactic, they will encourage you to increase your credit card limit. And then the next day, they encourage you to buy their program that's expensive. Are those the tactics that they're using, or, are they actually adding value, and is it beyond just a course? Again, 60% of people, or 60 some odd percent of people, never even finish a course. Out of the 40% that do, they're normally so overwhelmed and so, it was so much content, or it was blah, blah, blah. They have 1,000,001 questions, and who can they ask those questions to? Is the educator or the course producer gone? Or do you have an opportunity to ask them questions, or somebody on their staff questions? Another big one, my boy, and this one really is my boy, Robert Kiyosaki. He does these big conferences, and although they are somewhat valuable, read the fine print. Kiyosaki's not at the conference, guys. Who is? People that work for him? No. Read the fine print. There was just one that was coming here to Montana, and it said Robert Kiyosaki will not be at the event. The people presenting at the event are not real estate professionals, they are hired speakers and entertainers. So why would we be paying a speaker or an entertainer to do a conference? Probably involves money. Guys, there's nothing wrong with paying for great mentorship and great education. Nothing. Just do a little bit of due diligence. One more point of caution. A lot of people sell on emotion, and they get you fired up and hyped up. And then they're very, very pushy for you to buy when you're hyped up and whatever, jacked up. You're all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Give it a day, give it a week before you purchase. I know it's not easy to do. It's definitely not easy to do. But give it a day or give it a week and let the emotion fade away so that you're making a conscious, clear decision before you go out and buy something. Okay? Guys, that's it. You guys are probably, when are you going to talk about real estate again? I'm so burnt out on talking about real estate, guys. I did it for so long, like daily for like 2 years. So we will get back to it. In fact, our Friday episode, I'm going to be showing you why buy and hold opposed to fix and flip. I'm going to show you a bigger snapshot. Snapshot? I'm used to saying Snapchat. Snapshot. I'm going to show you the bigger point and the bigger view on buy and hold versus fix and flip. And it's going to be a freaking phenomenal episode. Guys, have a good week. I will see you or talk to you on Friday. You too, YouTube.